Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of the Manga Path. My name is Dan, and on this channel I'll strive to gain the needed skills to create my own manga from scratch. Along the way, I'll be sharing my progress for everyone who wishes to see. Today I just wanted to introduce myself and give everyone a quick rundown of what to expect. With that being said, let's dive into some of my latest work and how I am currently trying to improve my skills. Before I actually open the sketchpad, I am currently not doing any pre-sketching or outlining. It's straight dip pen to paper. Sometimes I use the brush. This is all to improve my line confidence, no matter how bad it looks, I just gotta remind myself to have some fun and to keep pushing forward. So the first one is Yu Yu Hakusho. I had a lot of fun doing this one. I sat down, I turned on the anime, and I just started drawing. I couldn't get it quite the same as the panels, as the original, but I think it turned out pretty well. I've never quite refined my artwork from childhood. I always just, dabbled here and there with it. But I think getting back into it, I'm at a strong start, and I'm excited to see what I'm capable of. This one I had, back and forth feelings on. I think it was a little bit harder, maybe a little bit out of my league yet, but I think we definitely learned a lot here. We learned that the boldness of our lines matter with depth. It's hard to see our depth, and there's a lot of competing lines here. You can't really tell. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, you can kind of tell who that is, but, it could be more better. It could be the lines could be more like Tanjiro, a little more rounded. The hatching could be better. This guy's a little squished compared to the original panel. I had to put his arm or his hand in there because I had a little bit too much room in here. But you work with what you got especially when it's just pen and paper. There's no mistakes. Everything's just something else that turns into something else. I really did like how the last panel turned out, though. The only thing is the lettering. It was supposed to be all capitals. This one I was really proud of. It's like everything just clicked right into place. It's from Spy X Family, and I really enjoyed this one. I need to work on the hatching again a little bit better. The line work on the suit here could be a little bit cleaner. I could have filled in lines with the brush a little bit better. There could have been more lines. There was plenty more lines in the original panel. But I really liked how all this turned out. It looks very clean compared to some of my other work. Very clean line work. I learned to trust the full strokes instead of trying to feather some of it out. After this, I did try to change it up a lot, and it went over iffily. This one's from Dan. And I could have done the hatching again better. A lot of my hatching has little J's on them, where I could have done just straighter lines. The shading's alright. I kind of liked how that turned out, but then all the way down here, I messed up the shoulder, but I had to work with it, so I created another strand of hair. I ended up having the lines going the wrong way, so I kind of had to work with it and do a little bit of cross hatching. Ended up looking a little more muddied than how it should have. But all in all, learn and you live. Overall, I had a lot of fun doing these pieces. I definitely can see where I need to improve. I do see where my lines are becoming more confident, though, and I do feel like I'm going to improve fairly quickly. So with that, let's move on to the tools. The tools that you'll see me be using quite often. My preferred ink is platinum carbon. It is used by many people, but really, especially for practice, you could use any waterproof ink. I like to use Sumi water ink for any of my shading or anything that I want to act more like a watercolor paint. When it comes to my pencils, I use the smaller Tachikawa pen holder with A nib or Maru nib. Then I use the classic G pen Tachikawa holder along with the G nib. That's the daily, the one I'll use most of the time. I also have a cheap off Amazon glass dip pen, which I use for the borders. It creates a consistent line. After that, just some simple cheap brushes. You don't need anything special, especially when you're just learning. Then your classic water mug for clean water to clean all your brushes and your nibs off in real quick. A rag to wipe it off on if there's any excess. And that about wraps things up. I'll be posting consistently and have a Patreon for follow along art drills and using those to create my own custom panels. If you want to join me on this journey, just subscribe and check my links in the description. I will see you all in the next one.